We are now in round 2. The change the name in the overlays as well. Bam. There we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Mystery Gaming. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. One of the only Protoss that hasn't made it into Code S yet. Representing Club NV, it is Creator. Catching up with the chat. 90 supply in a dream, Poppy. True. There was a lot of riding on his Novas, a lot riding there for SOS. Didn't quite make it through. Not yet, not yet. How come SOS never was forcibly named Sus? Oh my god. I mean, the Sus meme, the Sus verbiage came out after SOS had retired, so he kind of missed that. But yeah, that's something that we definitely could have said. Could have happened. Aye. But here we go. We're getting ready here for our next matchup. So far, this is something that we saw a lot last night. Bunny is going for a rack expand. Very standard, very economic opener here from our Terran player. Not going for that double gas opener. Going to be playing straight up here against Creator. Again, Creator, he's been very vocal about PvT. He has been having a really hard time in this matchup. But I want to believe that he can bring it here to his opponent. Again, this is kind of his last chance. One of his last chances. The loser of this series plays off against Keen. So, no one is being eliminated yet. No one yet. But, you know, they are running out of chances. They are running out of opportunities. Oh, as Creator, his probe does avoid the Reaper. And he is going to be able to throw down that pylon, looking to set up a proxy gateway. Okay. Creator, you have my attention. Back at home, everything's looking quite standard, quite normal. Going for a gate expand. There's that second gateway across the map. The goal here for Creator is to try to snowball a bit out of control, gain control of the low ground. Delay that building CC if possible. The Adept is on the way. And can he get on top of that SCV? Oh, looks like he's going to be zoned away by that bunker. And the Adept is a little bit too late. CC will complete. Oh, and Creator is going to be forced back again, just kind of waiting for his reinforcements. He does have this second gateway on the map. He has a third gateway back at home. Warp Gate is about to kick in. And again, Creator just going to be hyper aggressive here with his vanilla units. Oh my god. Reaper barely escapes the clutches here of these Adepts. Racing across the map, trying to get a read on what's going on. Oh, Bunny. Doesn't make it out. Reaper does get shut down. And now Creator can be aggressive. Behind this, it's going to be a Twilight Council. Into Blink, I imagine. There we go. 3 more Adepts. 6 in total. Now with this, he's going to be looking to shade into the mineral line, take control of the natural, and deny mining for as long as he can. As some of these Adepts, they do take a lot of hits. Cyclone does arrive in time. When one Adept already does fall, the boys are being pulled, and Bunny, he has enough to shut this down. Very nice cleanup here from Bunny. Barely loses anything behind this. He goes straight into that medevac. He's going for a drop across the map, and this is a rough start for Creator. It's a rough start because he delayed his tech. He delayed his Twilight Council to be aggressive like this, to be in the face of Bunny, and it just hasn't really paid off. He got 2 SCVs for 2 Adepts. Not a good trade for our Protoss player. Job has arrived. The third base is going to be delayed. Bunny isn't going to get much more damage, but he's just sharking around, looking for opportunities. Creator being very active with his army. as he does look to establish that third base. And it was delayed for a moment, but only by a couple of seconds. As Bunny does slip into the main base. Gets a lock on, takes down a Stalker. Again, Blink isn't done. He can abuse that. Can he get another? Up! Looks like he barely will not. But a hot pickup, it does preserve his units. And Bunny is able to get out of there. We can see Creator trying to intercept, trying to catch this medevac. He'll spot it, but he won't be able to shut it down. While Creator gets into his third base, we can see our splash damage of choice. It's not going to be Colossi. It is going to be a Templar Archives for Storm or High Templar. Meanwhile, back at home, I know we've been focusing a lot on Creator, but Bunny's just getting into his 2-base setup. Nothing too fancy. Got into his Raven, working on, I was going to say tank production. He only got one safety tank behind this, working on Widowmine, his Bio Army. 3-1-1 setup. Pretty standard stuff. Ooh, as a drop does get caught out. Good cleanup here from Creator. He does gain map control. And he will be able to get his third base up and running. Link is now done. Bunny being a little bit adventurous with this Raven. Can he thread the needle? Can he avoid all of these Stalkers? For now, it looks like he will. Meanwhile, you can see that these Marines are leading the charge. They're just kind of creating an opening here for the rest of the army. As they do shut down the gateway. Storm is being chronoed out. By the time the army moves out, is Storm going to be done? Got a gateway explosion on the way. High Templar are warped in. Stalkers are going to try and slow this down. They pick off a couple of Marines. Not much else. With this angle, Bunny can lay siege upon the Cybercore. Raven did survive. High Templar going to be threatening that army, but again, Storm still is a ways off. As he is within range of the Cybercore. Nice baits on those Widow Mines. Creator able to avert disaster, but he will be losing these production buildings. Cybercore, a gateway. From here, Bunny can rotate around, but no, he's going to keep on pushing. Into Storms. Up! Do you have 2 High Templar? Bunny's going to be careful. Playing with fire right now. And he will back off. At the same time, Zealot Rambai is coming in. Bunny, he is expanding behind this. Third TC just now finishes up. And Bunny should be rotating around to try to threaten these mining bases. We have the third up and running. We have the fourth on the way for Creator. We'll see if Bunny can make anything happen here. I'm a little bit concerned about the low High Templar count. Okay, we're up to 5. We are now up to 5. We should have enough to hold on. Each with at least 1 Storm. Third base being taken. Bunny can't really gain too much ground here. These Zealots are being quite a nuisance. Not even that many Zealots, and they're doing a lot of damage at the same time, though we do get a triple drop into the main base. Prism goes down, but we get some massive Storms. Same time, Bunny trying to push in. He was able to get 10 workers in the main. Not too bad. Able to keep the economy of Creator in check. Third base gets operational for Bunny as well. Unfortunately, he doesn't have eyes on the fourth. He doesn't know that the fourth base was taken and is looking quite vulnerable. No shield batteries, no overcharge. Oof. As Bunny, he's just trying to wedge himself in between the third and the natural. Ghosts have arrived. He's looking for EMPs. Oh, he misses. Does miss with that first EMP. Gets on top of some of these immortals, or at least tries to. But he's maybe being a little bit wasteful. At the same time, he is still going to be threatening with that drop into the main. He does go for it. Trying to pull Creator apart. And the jump in the main is getting damage done. Storms, they take down the Medivacs. Creator cleans it up. Up. As it was really interesting, Creator, he went for a double red production, but he's not going for Colossi, he's going for Immortals. As Bunny sends reinforcements, he does come across the 4th base. That doesn't get too much done, though. Only takes down a pylon. Good EMP. As he's able to gain some ground here, take some feedback to the face. And Bunny has to give up this position. He will back off. Going to be consolidating his forces. Creator at the same time also moving out. Uh-oh. Army's a bit out of position. Big storm, though. Almost taking down the tank. It will take down the tank and a big chunk of those Marines. Bunny maybe bleeding out too much. Takes down an Archon. Oh, a big EMP on the Immortals as well as he's pushing on through. Where are the High Templar? There's only one left. There's only one High Templar remaining. That is not going to be enough. As Bunny dives all the way into the main. Oh, God. Oh, God. Maybe one High Templar is all you need, as we do land a beautiful storm. Force Bunny out. Full medevac goes down as well. And this Immortal-based army is trading well. Especially against how many Marauders that Bunny has. I still would like a couple more High Templar. I just for, you know, a couple of safety storms here and there would be nice. As we up to 2, and yeah, there we go. We have 3 more High Templar being morphed in. And Creator, he got away with his 4th. It's fully saturated. It was left untouched. Bunny hasn't done too much economic damage. He had to drop into the main base earlier, which killed 10 workers. But outside of that, he's been struggling. He has been very aggressive. He's been very in the face of his opponent, but we'll see if he can pull this off. Does force 2 High Templar to morph into the Archon. Ooh, big EMP on that High Templar as well. There's barely any storms left. There's 2 High Templar in that prism. One storm each. Here we go, Creator setting up a surround, coming in from behind. Once again, decent EMPs, but the storm will connect. Oh my God. Big storms on the army. And with that, Creator, he's going to be able to chase us down. Liberators have arrived. But the freedom, it's not enough. There's not enough freedom, Papi. As Creator forces back the army. Let's go to War Prism to reinforce. He has 1 High Templar. Creator, he is breaking on through. Ooh, he does take some lines to the face, though. These Immortals are so low. Oh, the juggling. The juggling from Creator, keeping them alive. As these Immortals are very exposed, and yeah, they're going to be going down one after the other. Expensive losses for Creator. But it may not matter. He may have too much. The Widowmines are resetting. Prism goes down. And Bunny holds. Again, Creator, he was a little bit wasteful, a little bit lackluster when it came to his control with those Immortals. He lost too much. And now suddenly, Bunny has momentum. Bunny has the army lead. Uh-oh. Creator missing some warp-ins. He has a lot of minerals. And suddenly, Bunny's pushing out across the map. The Immortal count was reset. The Archon count was reset. What do we have left to defend? We have Stalkers, 1 Archon, 1 High Templar, and 1 Immortal. Overcharge is popped. Overcharge is going to run out. It looks like Creator, he just doesn't have the gateway count. has been missing warp ins. And that's why Creator has just a massive bank. Now Bunny, he's pulling it off. He's out trading his opponents. EMPs are connecting. The Widowites, they survived from earlier on. They're all ready for some more shots. They have reset. Bunnies on 4 bases. And he is pushing on through. God, that's a lot of mines. That's a lot of mines to push into, even with all these zealots. We're going to need a lot of friendly fire if Creator wants to hold. Zealots are trickling on in. We are baiting out some of those mine shots, but the Archon goes down. EMPs land on the Immortals. And Bunny, he's just not letting up the pressure. Not at all. Oh, good feedbacks. Oh, but the mine shots go off. They take down the Prism. And that may just be too much. Not the best EMPs from Bunny, unfortunately. He's being forced back. Creator, can he hold on? This is forcing Bunny all the way back home. Bunny's ghosts, though, they barely survive. Widow Mines will not reset. One of them will. As Bunny's just continuing to rally across the map. He's been trying to kill Creator this entire time. He wants to end the game. Creator, he's been holding on by the skin of his teeth. No High Templar, no Storm. Trying to come in from behind. Gets a couple of free shots in. Bunny. As he brings everything back home. Bunny just taking a moment to breathe here is also going to allow Creator to just calm down a little bit. Repower some of his gateways, consolidate his army. Again, still no consistent splash damage. No Robotic Spay. No High Templar, no Storm. And now Bunny is moving out once again. And as he moves out, Creator, he can threaten this third base and he could maybe force Bunny to turn around. But Creator's looking for the army. DT has been spotted. Dark Templar not going to be enough. Good Storm. Oh my god. We have a couple more Head Templar in that Prism. Storms are going off. Creator coming in from behind, but Bunny has the high ground. He has the high ground. He has the better concave as well on top of the ramp. Oof. EMPs will be connecting. Creator, can he break through the DTs? There's no detection. There was no detection, and Creator holds. He's holding. Against all odds. He's surviving, Bobby. We're still 4 base versus 4 base, so like this is why Bunny, he's just been able to remax out much more effectively. He has a better economy compared to his opponents. He's got mules on top of his SCVs. Bunny should probably pick up his main and take it as a 5th, but he's building another CC. DTs are coming in to harass. Stalker's moving out as well. Creator, he's long distance mining. Just like Bunny, Creator, he also needs another base. Oh, and Bunny's out of position. Oh my god. Sorry. Taking a sip of tea. Creator doing whatever he can. He takes down the medevac. But Creator, he cannot allow this base to get up and running. It's gonna be massive for Bunny if he can. Here we go. Creator is gonna be threatening it. Bunny getting pulled out into the center of the map. He's about to get surrounded. Or is he? Catches the Immortal, the Archons. 3 Archons go down. The Immortal goes down. Big pickoffs. Expensive pickoffs. The High Templar as well. And Creator, this was just not the best angle of attack. He loses all of his high-tech units. And that may just be game. The Archons, the Immortals, they all got EMP'd and... it was just a messy fight towards the end. Really chaotic. Boys are being pulled. And I do think that Bunny has barely done it. That was just a really unfortunate fight for Creator. Like, he had a solid army. It was just fragmented. Like, he had his High Templar over to towards the right, his Archons towards the left. Just his army was just a little bit all over the place. Bunny took a better fight, and now Creator, he's down to these 3 Stalkers. He's got 2 Zealots, got 1 Immortal, 2 High Templar. That is Creator's army at this point. Still does not have a 5th base. And Bunny has a fresh base up and running. He can also just pick up his main and take it as a 6th if he wanted to. He has options. Now, Creator, he needs, like, the world's best storm. He has 2 High Templar. If he's somehow able to get some amazing storms, then maybe he can take a fight. Storms are okay. Yeah, GG gets called, and Bunny will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A very scrappy game, very back and forth, very close for a long time, relatively low eco as well, just 4 base versus 4 base. They weren't even fully saturated on 4 bases at the time either, and yeah. Just going blow for blow. There were moments for both players where Bunny had an advantage or Creator had an advantage, but alas, Bunny, he was able to just trade more efficiently, more consistently over time, it felt. And in the end, he was able to take game number 1. Whew. But you know what? It's a best of 3. We have a series here, and Creator has a chance at bringing it back, at forcing the ace match. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gressman, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Mystery Gaming. He's the red Terran. He is leading the series 1-0. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom right, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing Club NV. It is Creator. Catching up in the chat. It's been happening. Oh my god, why are we balance whining? What does this look like? The ESL Twitch chat? Oh my god. Yeah, if you're in the chat, of course, respect the players that are being showcased, by the way. Both Bunny and Creator are both amazing at what they do. And if you want to balance wine elsewhere. There's going to be a warning for the chat. Again, respect the players. If you continue, we'll just ban you. Like, we're not losing anything here by banning some people in the chat. So, yeah. Be respectful. Aye. Jesus. As we are getting into game 2. Going for a Gate Cybercore into expansion, so a standard opener here from Creator. Yeah, no timeouts. Just ban Kuro. Go get him. Aye. as Bunny likewise is going for a single gas opener, going for a Rex spin, nothing too crazy. Again, Bunny has been going for a very economic openers. We casted a lot of Bunny last night, and we saw the exact same thing. Bunny, he just hasn't really been diverting too often here from his openers in this matchup. Very economic. Likewise, he was proxy gatewayed in game 1, so he's going to be checking for that as well with his Reaper. Going to be scouting the southern edge of the map, making sure he doesn't get bamboozled again 2 games in a row. Winding it all back, right? It's like game 1 was so long because it was so back and forth, and it was just one big fight for the majority of it. But it did begin with Creator going for a 3-gate opener, if you remember. He had a really rough start because his 6 vanilla adepts didn't really do too much damage, and Bunny gained map control really early on. This time though, Creator, he doesn't set up a proxy. Back at home, going for a more standard opener, going for his Twilight Council. Is going to be a Twilight Council opener. We'll see how many gateways we kind of invest into here. Of course, there are different variations of Twilight Council openers. Could be blink into 2-gate, 3-gate, or 4-gate. All eliciting a different reaction, requiring a different reaction from the Terran. As Bunny's just getting into his 1-1-1. And oh my, here we go. This is a good map for it, to be fair. It is going to be a 4-gate blink opener here from Creator. Very aggressive. We have 3 gateways here in the main. We have 1 gateway here at the natural, 4 in total. And the reason why I say this is because Gresvan has a very wide open, or a wide entryway here into the main. A lot of space to maneuver around. Likewise, a lot of space here at the natural as well. So Bunny is going to have to take the role of the defender, and Bunny's going to have to realize of what exactly is going on. He still hasn't scouted the tech. He doesn't know if it's a Stargate or a Twilight Council opener. He's coming out with a medevac drop, with a Widowmine drop. He needs to get a read on what's happening. Otherwise, Bunny's going to be in a lot of trouble. Here we go. The Reaper and the Hellion head towards that natural. They're getting a couple of probes, but they will be forced back. Likewise, the medevac is going to be able to bypass these Stalkers, head straight into the natural base. Shouldn't get too much damage. Creator, he does pull back. Up! Up! Taking down 1 Stalker and 2 probes. Twilight Council has been spotted. Looking at the vision here of Bunny, he hasn't seen all the gateways. He's aware of the blink. And is he ready back at home? He has 1 bunker at the natural. He's got 1 bunker in the main, 1 tank as well. Not the best SimCity. Ideally, you would have your production protecting this tank on the right-hand side and forming a wall, but it's behind the tank instead, so very exposed. These units are very exposed here for Bunny. Here we go. Creator is pushing in, warping 4 Stalkers at a time. Again, there's only 1 tank. Oh, and we can go right for it. Stalkers, they do bust into the main base. Marines are trying to rotate over. They're trying to keep up. Again, there's just so much room here to just utilize. Second tank does come out. Bunny's main is looking pretty well fortified. Creator, he's going to have to respect this position. 2 tanks and a bunker. But Creator, he can always just rotate over towards the natural instead. We'll see what he goes for. Oh, the Marines do move down. Bunny has to be very careful. He has to try to keep up, but he actually can't see the army. Oh. There we go, Creator. He will pick off 1 of those tanks. The repairs are not good enough. Creator does bleed out a lot of Stalkers. Does bleed out a lot of Stalkers in the process. But here we go. He dives on forward, gets a 2nd tank. He's going to get the 3rd tank as well. Again, for the price of a lot of Stalkers, though. Oh my god. Looking at the units lost tab here. 10 Stalkers for 3 tanks. Was that worth it? I mean, suddenly Bunny's army is that much weaker. There's no stim, no combat shields. We go for another warp in, and yeah, from here, Creator, he can have his way with these Marines. The blinks are too good, the juggling is too good, and these Marines are they're just getting picked off. Really nice control there from Creator. Behind this, he's expanding, he's taking a 3rd base. The other important thing to take note of is that because the tank count was reset, it does mean that Bunny can't counterattack. Not anytime soon. Stalkers, they come back in. Ugh, boys have to be pulled. Raven under threat as well. Creator overextending for a moment there, but again, he's just been trading well enough. And we do have another tank now in the main, but the natural's exposed. The bunker goes down. Stim has finally finished up, and Bunny, he can trade a little bit better here with this army, but it's still not ideal. Boys are being pulled. The Creator, he goes straight for the tank, will not get it. Does overextend. Oh, and he will have to recall back home. There is a drop across map, drop hitting that third. Bunny doing quite a lot of counter damage. He got 6 probes, 4 probes actually. 2 of them went down earlier to the Widow Mines. So not too many workers, but he did do a lot of damage to this Nexus. And it is vulnerable to go down. It is exposed. He could try to pick it off later on. But again, he's only got 1 tank. Like, Bunny has no pushing power. He can go for drops, but only drop play. And Creator, he is safe to saturate this third base, to tech up even further. He does come across that medevac, and he is going to shut it down. Yeah, Bunny just taking too many losses early on. Oh no, not like this, no! No, the medevac! Oh, it is going to get shut down as well, and Bunny's bleeding out far too much. Like, the only thing he could have gone for is drop play, and even then, he's struggling. Good Creator, he's got a lot of momentum. Charge is done. He can try to come in from multiple angles. Bunny taking his third. Creator, if he wanted to, he could take a fourth. And Bunny will be able to solidify himself here. He's brought his tank forward, he's got a bunker on the way, Widow Mines as well. Bunny, he can finally establish his third base, but again, he's stuck at home. He's been stuck at home this entire time. And Creator, he's free to tech up even further. We have Colossus on the way, double forge for double upgrades as well. 4th base. It's going to take a while for all of this to kick in, but we'll see if Creator can get away with it. He's only on 1 Colossus for the time being. Meanwhile, Bunny pushing out. I always have to praise Bunny's macro. This is something that we saw last night as well. Like, Bunny, despite having a rough start here, like, his Marines and his Marauder production is insane. He's still got a decent force. Now, the goal here from Bunny is to try to pull apart his opponents. He's got 2 drops, essentially. He's got an army here towards the south and an army towards the north. Oh, he has been spotted. He's going to try and head towards that 4th base, but Creator is in position. Creator is here to keep up with one of the armies, but that southern drop could potentially head into the main base. The main is that much more exposed. No, Bunny, he's bringing everything together. Rotating over towards that 3rd base instead. Trying to find an opening. Likewise, Creator sending out a probe. Trying to get a read on where his opponent is. There we go. He does spot the main army. The Raven did survive the early game, so he is going to be able to disable that Colossus. The disable is going to be huge. Creator bringing everything together. He was getting ready for a drop into the main. But now he can set up a surround. He's up to 3 Colossi. Ghosts have arrived for EMPs. Bunny going to be threatening that 4th base. Probes are going down, but here we go. Creator, he doesn't quite pull the trigger. Baits out a Widow Mine. And there we go. Now he's going to be collapsing on this army. Disable on one of the Colossus, but 2 more coming from behind. And yeah, Creator, he's gonna swallow this up. Gets on top of the tank. Gets on top of the Marines. And Creator, he dominates this fight. Ay. Again, just really good positioning. Really good angle. Bunny, very impressive that he was able to build up an army, a competitive enough army to go toe-to-toe with Creator, but alas, this round was just a little bit too good. Every single Colossus survived, and now Creator, he can go for a big counterattack. He's up in supply. And Bunny, there's just no way for him to hold on to this third base. Boys have to be pulled. We have a couple of Vikings trickling out as well, but Bunny, he's down heavily in supply. The power units of Creator still standing strong. Nice hold position micro as well. Trying to avoid those Widow Mines. You have a decent concave. Bunny's trying to make the best with what he has. But there's no pressure on Creator. He denied the third. He's on 4 bases. He can back off, make more workers, refine his army. We have disruptors on the way. Creator, he can kind of do whatever he wants from here. As I say that, though, we do have a 4th. We had a 4th. Creator does spot it. Yeah, he's just going straight for the army. He doesn't care about that planetary. Doesn't care about the base. Decent EMPs on those Zealots. The Colossi going ham. The boys, they have to be pulled. Looks like Bunny gets 1 Colossus in the end, but GG gets called, and we are going to the ace match. GG. We're going all the way to game number 3. Again, really strong execution of the 4-gate from Creator, from the 4-gate Blink Stalker. Able to take down all the tanks, able to contain his opponent and get ahead from there. Again, Gressvan is probably the best map for 4-gate Blink Stalker. As we saw, just the area, there's just so much like room to maneuver in the main, as well as the natural as well. On top of that, Bunny didn't have the best setup for it either, to be fair. Didn't have the best like production positioning to protect his tanks. He didn't have the best tank production either, and it took him a long time to scout. It took him a long time to get a read on what exactly he was up against. GG, well played. We have a game 3. We're going all the way to that ace match, and it all ends on Royal Blood. Here we go. Here we go, spawning in the top right. In the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Mystery Gaming. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Club NV, tying up the series 1-1 in that last game. It is Creator. We go. Our second ace match of the night. SOS and Sue also went to an ace match. I almost forgot. Second ace match, and personally, I hope that both of these players do end up making it all the way into Code S. Big fan of both. But at least in this qualifying match, there can be only one. As a reminder, the loser of this series faces off against Keen, another Korean Terran player. As we are loading into Royal Blood. Creator, interesting path here, is going to go the long way around across the map with this probe. Cybercore is on the way. And yeah, Creator, he's just going to be going in for a scout. I was keeping my eye on him, especially in this matchup, especially on Royal Blood. Not unheard of to do something like take the gold base. But alas, Creator's not going in that direction. It does force a bit of an awkward expansion here. Bunny, once again, every game, this entire qualifier, he's gone for Rax Expands. is forced to throw it down off-center, but not the biggest of deals. The orbital can always be lifted and be repositioned, as Bunny's also going for a bunker behind the mineral line. Bunker is looking to finish. Reaper is on the way. Yeah, solid RNG on that SCV, and it looks like the bunker will complete. And with this, we're going to be denying some mining time here at the natural base. Shield battery is on the way. Creator, he has to keep his probes in his main, forced to be oversaturated while he deals with this bunker. And eventually he should. Again, with his shield battery and with his 2 stalkers, like, we should be able to clean this up without too much issue. There we go. We do force a salvage. SCV goes down. But Bunny was successful in denying mining time as Reaper dips into the main base, and Bunny also scouts the tech of choice. 2 games in a row. Creator is going for a Twilight Council opener. Now, we spoke about Gressvan and how 4 Gateblink Stalkers is just really powerful in Gressvan. Doesn't mean we're going to see it again here on Royal Blood. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a 2-gate opener into a 3rd base, something more economic. There's a 2nd gate on the way. Ooh, and we have a 3rd gateway as well. Okay, so it's going to be 3 Gates Blink Stalkers from Creator. With this does allow him to gain map control. He can be a little bit assertive, but not overly aggressive. He won't be as in the face of Bunny as he was in the last game, and this should still lead into an expansion. It's just a very safe way to expand. As the Hellion does spot 2 gateways here at the natural, and of course is aware of the gateway in the main. So Bunny could be reading this as 4 gate or 3 gate. One or the other. Back at home, he's getting into his 3-1-1 setup. Bunker on the natural. And he is not getting into tank production. Okay, he's accurately reading that he's not being 4-gate Blink Stalkered. So he's free to just go for the add-on swap and skip tanks. Get straight into Stim instead. So we get a very bio-heavy composition from Bunny. We don't need no tanks. Not where we're going. And again, he's just reading this accurately. Doesn't need to be overly defensive, and Creator should be expanding momentarily. Bunny just trying to get a read on that. Trying to get a scout on that 3rd base timing. We can see, ooh, a delay on the 3rd actually. Creator, he goes for a faster Templar Archives. Okay. Is still looking to expand, but again, a late 3rd base is going to be taking a little bit faster into some splash damage into Storm. Is going to move out with some Stalkers. Just to contain his opponent. Just to maintain map control. While Bunny builds himself up. Working on Marines, working on Marauders. Prism heading towards that natural. And should be able to get some SCVs. Okay, 1 worker going to be going down. Oh, gets a 2nd. Again, 2 SCVs for some shield damage. Even a Marine as well. Very efficient trade from Creator. But Stim is about to finish up, so Creator has to be careful to lose this Prism. As Bunny is moving out. As he moves out, the Stalkers, they move back in. They catch some reinforcements, get some SCVs, force the boys to be pulled. The Bunny is not turning around. And he will force a recall. 1 Stalker does fall. And Creator's getting ready back at home. Shield battery is not done. Storm isn't done either. This can be a very strong timing here for Bunny. So yeah, Storm +1 is about to kick in as well. Here comes those auto turrets. And without Storm, how can Creator hold here? It's being forced back, but Storm is done! Oof. Massive storms on the army. Finishes just in time. The prism will go down, but Creator, he holds. And delaying the third base, rushing into that storm, did pay off. Did lose the War Prism, so he can't reinforce across the map. He can't be too aggressive, but he survives. That's what's important. Behind this, Bunny working on a third TC. It's going to be going for a big Dream Drop into the main base, and Recall is on cooldown. We need a little bit more time for storms. Bunny trying to focus down those High Templar. Oh, doesn't quite get them. There we go. The storms have arrived. Oof, Bunny's being forced back. 2 medevacs go down. Bunny losing a big chunk of his army. And so far, the defense has been pretty clutch from Creator, I'll be honest. It's been very close. Very heavily reliant on these storms, and they finished up, or they were ready just in time, both times at the third end in the main. And after the defense, Creator is going for the gold base. We were talking about this earlier, but gold bases are very common in this matchup on Royal Blood in PvT. Protoss players are very fond of taking these gold bases, not just in PvT, but also in PvP as well. Those are the most common matchups that we do see this in. And Creator is going right for it. And Bunny is none the wiser. You see Bunny vying for map control. He's just establishing his third base, getting into Ghost production. Again, just very Bjorn-esque, a very bio-heavy style. Marauders, Marines, Ghosts. As he gets into Ghosts, though, Creator is working towards Colossus. Second Robo's on the way for double Colossus production. Armies are meeting. Big EMP, but the Ghost gets sniped. Good pick off here by Creator. Slowing down that Ghost count. We don't even recall. We just we just Maynard the probes over. Send them on. We send them on a trip, and they made it. Made it here to the gold. Which I do think is pretty important that Creator does have recall still available as a result. Oh. This Bunny's pushing on forward. He's got 3 Ghosts with his main army. He's got 3 more on the way. Getting ready for his assault. By the time he moves out, though, we're getting into those Colossi. We will have plenty of splash damage. Shield. We have plenty of shield batteries overcharged. Oh, 1 High Templar does go down. Creator trying to be cheeky, trying to flank with a High Templar. Was punished for it. But unfortunately, this entire time, Bunny, he still has no idea. No idea about the gold. Zealot Rumbys are coming in. Oh, they pull back the entire army here of Bunny. As he does rotate around. The Zealot Rumbys, they do not stop. Creator, he has hit that ideal number. Ghost! The Ghost goes down. No shot. Can he get a second? You tried to. Did dive into that bunker at the last moment. But again, as time goes on, Creator, he's up to 3 Colossi. He's making 2 Disruptors at a... 1 Disruptor at a time. He's getting into Immortals instead. This is something that Creator's very fond of. We saw this in Game 1. But once he gets up to like 2-3 Robos, he's very fond of getting into Immortals instead. And they do surprisingly well. Just because of how immortal heavy Bunny can be. We'll see. Here we go, Bunny. Going through the center of the map. Trying to force his way into the natural, but there are storms everywhere. Templar everywhere. So he's going to back off for a moment. Creator is now maxed out, so going for a Zealot Rumby. Ghosts are coming in. EMP. Disruptor zones, but doesn't connect. Decent storm. Bunny, he just eats the storm, pushes through. His army is very bruised. He took that storm to the face, and it was not ideal. Zealot run by, catches reinforcements. Medevacs will top up the army. We do have 4 High Templar remaining. Yeah, we have plenty of storms available. Up! Disruptor not quite connecting. As the Zealot run by comes back in, and Bunny, he's pretty committed. He doesn't have a 4th CC on the way. He's not even fully saturated. Bunny is pretty all in. Bunny is down to less than 40 workers. Oh my god! He's losing everything back at home. Yeah, the pressure's on Bunny. He has to commit. He has to push on forward. Takes a massive storm to the face. Oh my god! The storm! He takes it all. Loses so much of his army in the process. And that was only 1 storm, by the way. Meanwhile, the Zealots and DTs are still wreaking havoc across the map. Another massive storm! And that's almost the entire army of Bunny gone in an instant. GG gets called, and Creator will take the series 2-1, qualifying for GSL. GG. Oh my god. It's been a while since it's been a while since at this level of play I've seen such intense storms back to back as well. Like, there was no splits, there was no avoiding them whatsoever. He wanted to shower, Papi. He wanted to bathe in those storms, and it was brutal. It was brutal there. Of course, I'm sure at the time Bunny was being distracted by the Zealot run bys, but the DT counterattacks, they were crippling the economy of Bunny. It wasn't just that, of course, it was the goal base. Because of the goal base, Creator, he had the economy to max out very quickly and to be able to afford the constant run bys, the constant, not just Zealot run bys, but the DT run bys as well, which are that much more expensive. He could just afford all of that, just crippling Bunny, forcing him all in, forcing his hand. And yeah, pushing into High Templar, pushing into Disruptors is always a difficult thing to do. It's something that you typically have to take slow, like slow and steady, like methodical play, but Bunny could not quite pull that off. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Creator as he does make it through into the main event. And yeah, he will be joining the rest of his Protoss compatriots in Code S. Congratulations. Meanwhile, Bunny, he gets knocked down to the lower qualifying match instead, where he will have another chance. Again, just taking this moment to look at the matches before us. We are halfway through the night. We are halfway through. We just wrapped up with 3 best of 3s. We have 3 remaining qualifying matches. It's going to be Bunny versus Keen, SOS versus DRG, and the loser of SOS and DRG versus Scarlet as well. So 3 matches remaining.